Hi, this is me. I'm here to explain why San Francisco and Lisbon are the same city in two different fonts. As for how I got here, you need to stick around to find out. Sup, fam? Both cities are known for their colorful architecture. So Lisbon, you have the buildings that are covered in tiles, and at this point, those buildings are often considered historical artifacts, so you cannot tear down the facades of those buildings. And in San Francisco, you have the historic Victorian buildings. Both cities have cable cars that have been historically used to get people across town. Now it is mostly used by tourists, especially in San Francisco. If you live in Lisbon, the popular tram to see all the touristy areas is the 28E. It's getting a little cold. I'm going to wear my sweater now because
it's cold outside, but I'm still looking like a daddy because a hoe never gets cold.
But this hoe is. San Francisco and Lisbon basically have the same weather. We are dealing with very warm falls and springs, rainy winters, and wildfire summers. I remember the summer where there were wildfires in California, and in San Francisco, our entire skyline became red. Why? Because we were receiving the aftermath of the wildfires. And this year, my time in Lisbon, there were actually wildfires ravaging the north of Portugal. San Francisco has a thriving wine culture due to its proximity to Napa Valley. Napa Valley is one of the main wine regions, not just in California, but in America as a whole. It is just an hour northeast of San Francisco and is made up of hundreds of wineries to explore. It was also one of the regions affected by wildfires. Lisbon is not the only wine-producing region in Portugal. In fact, Portugal has multiple regions known for their wine exports. Some of these include Douro, Alentejo, and Porto. However, as a woman of fine taste, I generally prefer Capri-Sun to any wines. So I will let this gentleman explain to me the different wines of Portugal, or at least the different wines in this store. The most expensive bottle you have?
The most expensive bottle that we have in the company is 33,000 euros.
33,000 euros.
Romane Conti, but it's a French one.
Okay, would that wine take you to heaven?
Yeah.
Okay.
From Portugal, the best reference that you will get. Barca Velha from 2011.
Okay.
From the Douro Valley.
Okay.
And from the south we have Piramanca. Two of the most iconic wines that you'll find.
What's the difference between
Portugal? One is from the north of the Portugal, the other one is from the south.
Does it make it taste differently?
Yeah, the taste is different, the grapes are different to produce the wines.
Okay.
Normally they produce very small quantities of wine and only in specific years. This store, the most expensive bottle that we have is a Porto.
I thought it was this one. I saw this and I was okay.
The most expensive that we have is Quinta do Crasto Honor.
Oh wow.
From the first barrel of Quinta do Crasto that you will find.
And you get the entire container and everything?
Yes, everything is. And one of the oldest wines that we have here, dated from 1877. 1877.
So it's older than all of us in this place together?
Normally it's Madeira wine.
Okay.
Similar to the Porto. The oldest bottle that we have from 1720.
I am a woman of fine taste, so I don't like wine, I like juice. What is the sweetest wine you have in store, even if it's like for poor taste?
For tasting, one of the most best sellers for the Portuguese people maybe that you will find. Very fruity,
okay.
Of alcohol, very low in the alcohol. Is this one. Green wine is a natural wine from near port, that is an iconic producer. Normally before you open, you have to shake it.
Shake it, okay.
Because it's a natural wine and it changes.
All this time we've been together, thought a thing would last forever. Through thick and thin, good or bad, all I was happy, never said. But before you depart, there's just one thing I gotta say, baby, leave me just enough for a heartbeat, woman, enough for a heartbeat. Leave me just enough for a heartbeat, baby, for a heartbeat. Leave me just enough for a heartbeat, woman, enough for a heartbeat. Leave me just enough for a heartbeat, enough for a heartbeat.
Is it wrong to drink wine by yourself beside a river? No. Before we proceed, do you see this bridge right here? Yes, this bridge. This one. This exact one. This is the 25th April Bridge. It is a suspension bridge that is eerily similar to the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. This bridge connects Lisbon on the north bank to Alameda on the south bank, while the Golden Gate Bridge is also a suspension bridge that connects San Francisco to Marin County. The last similarity between San Francisco and Lisbon is that both cities were largely shaped by earthquakes. Later that evening, I ended up going to the Quake Museum in Lisbon. This museum is dedicated to providing an immersive experience on how the earthquake happened. Once you arrive, you're given a wristband. This wristband allows you to take pictures and collect information as you navigate different parts of the tour. Each portion of the tour has a set timer, and once you are done, a door automatically opens to the next portion. Every portion of the exhibit is very immersive, so everyone is allowed to jump around and touch things to fully experience the scale of the earthquake. Exhibit is based on a scientific researcher who is very fascinated about the earthquake and all its implications. And because this person is a scientific inventor, he has a time machine that allows us to go back to November 1st, 1755, the Feast of All Saints, and the day of the Lisbon earthquake. The entire exhibit is wonderful. The earthquake wasn't just the ground shaking. After the earthquake, there were fires all over the city, and then there was a tsunami that flooded Lisbon. I would highly recommend this for families, for couples, or anybody in Lisbon. Just to prove a point of how similar Lisbon and San Francisco are, during the exhibit, there was a room dedicated to how devastated Japan was by the earthquakes, and the second room was for, drumroll, San Francisco. I might as well talk about the differences between living in Lisbon and living in San Francisco. In California, marijuana has been legalized, while in Lisbon, marijuana has been decriminalized. So Lisbon, get to it. The cost of living is very different between both places. In San Francisco, the minimum wage is $16.99. Therefore, if you earn minimum wage for a month, you earn less than $3,000. However, in Portugal, the minimum wage is literally 1/3 of that. The main industry in San Francisco and the Bay Area is tech. So all the tech companies that are headquartered in San Francisco and all the tech workers that work for those companies, while Lisbon and Portugal as a whole is mainly tourism. A lot of people who live in Portugal are people whose ancestors were part of the Portuguese colonies. So we're talking Brazil, Cape Verde, Mozambique, Goa. While in America, lots of different ethnic groups congregate in different places. In America, you feel the pressure to go big or go home. So you have big tech in the Bay Area, you have big finance in New York. Portugal as a whole is just an appreciation for the simpler things in life and a deep appreciation for family. So Portugal generally has a slower pace of living compared to America. Like everywhere has a slower pace of living compared to America. Maybe apart from London. That's why everybody there is subtly depressed. That will be all, and I will see you all next time.